In the age of social media, on-demand TV, and iffy advertising laws, we are bombarded with information that can sway our food choices.
A scroll through Instagram or TikTok quickly exposes us to food and nutrition influencers marketing their cookbooks, food hacks, and recipe videos. While watching our favorite drama series or taking a leisurely walk through town, we see advertisements everywhere for food products, nutrition coaches, and trendy diets.
All of this messaging leaves us confused and questioning what's healthy and what's not.
Do these influencers actually know anything about nutrition? Are animal products really harming the environment? Are plant based diets just a trend? It is easy to feel overwhelmed when there are so many opinions on what healthy eating really looks like.
So, what if there was a guide to healthy eating that was developed based on up-to-date evidence and isn't influenced by lobbying or marketing? Well, there is. It's the newest edition of Canada's Food Guide.
This edition was released in 2019, and you're probably thinking this is really different from the food guides I remember. And you're right, this update brought in some pretty big changes. But before we get to that, let's back up a bit and take a quick look at previous versions. Older versions of Canada's Food Guide put emphasis on 4 main food groups and how many servings of each we needed every day. Many of us grew up with these colorful rainbow guides on our fridge and in our schools, which highlighted the importance of the meats and alternatives and milk and alternatives categories. I can remember justifying time and time again that it was okay to eat ice cream after dinner as I pointed to the image of the scoops in the milk category. Now, let's take a closer look at Canada's newest food guide. This beautiful plate is the heart of the guide. Half the plate is filled with colorful fruits and vegetables. 1/4 of the plate is filled with a variety of whole grain foods. And the last quarter of the plate is made up of protein foods. Many of them are plant-based proteins, such as beans, rather than animal proteins like meat. So, what happened to those old meat and milk categories? Meats, milk products, and their alternatives have been combined into the new proteins category with a much greater emphasis on plant proteins. In fact, milk products are missing almost entirely from the plate. A small cup of yogurt is the only dairy product included in the image. Meats are present on the plate, but in much smaller quantities than many of us are used to.
So, why the change? What has prompted this recommendation to eat more plant-based foods and less animal foods?
The 2019 Food Guide, unlike its predecessors, was developed without food industry representatives. Many Canadians may be surprised to learn that lobbying from the food and beverage industry had a lot of influence on previous food guides. Although food and beverage industry stakeholders did participate in public consultations, they were not present in the development of the 2019 Food Guide. This is a huge step forward from previous versions of the guide, where lobbying affected the meat and dairy recommendations.
Now, Canada's Food Guide suggests eating a variety of healthy foods that are mostly plant-based. But what effect will this have on us and the world around us?
The types of food we eat can have significant impacts on our health and the environment. Evidence shows that those who eat a plant based diet have a lower risk of developing diabetes, coronary heart disease, and all forms of cancer compared to people who do eat meat. To add to this, the World Health Organization states that eating a plant based diet can be a way of preventing these types of chronic diseases. While the guide was predominantly designed to improve public health, it does acknowledge the environmental benefits of eating a plant focused diet. Swapping animal products for plant foods reduces the negative impacts of our diet on the environment. And plant agriculture produces less greenhouse gas emissions and requires less land than animal agriculture. Moving away from animal foods is an essential step in mitigating the climate crisis, biodiversity loss, and food insecurity. These issues are negatively affecting people all over the world, including you. You can learn more about the environmental, social, and health benefits of a plant-powered diet in the second video of this series.
In a time where we are bombarded with nutritional information from questionable sources, we can trust that the evidence-based Canada's Food Guide is an excellent starting point for creating a healthy diet.
Following the Food Guide's recommendations may be challenging if you grew up with meat and dairy products at the centerpiece of every meal. But you don't have to feel overwhelmed by these changes. Check out the third video of this series for more details on implementing the Food Guide's recommendations and some tips on incorporating these foods into your lifestyle.
Thanks for watching our series on Canada's Food Guide. Reimagine Agriculture is a nonprofit working to transform the food system. You can donate via the link in the description, like this video, leave a comment, and share it with your friends and family to help us out. Be sure to sign up to our newsletter and follow our social media accounts linked below. And of course, check out the next video in the series here.